Ja, hallo, goedemorgen. Ik ben vandaag dinsdag 13 december 2016. Today on December 13th, 2016. I'm going to take more videos because I cannot cope with all the writing and reading and sharing anymore without doing it a bit more direct. I like the videos because you can see me, you can see what I'm doing, and I'm just going to let it go as I am. I'm in contact with many people as a light worker, as a psychologist, as an astrologer, as a fervent advocate of the Mayan Tzolk'in dream spell calendar, 13 moons. And to start with that, we are starting today on a new moon in the Tzolk'in, the dream spell. And that's significant because I really love to be inspired by the beautiful celestial inspiration from the Tzolk'in. It's the moon of the rhythmic lizard moon, it's called, the 6th of 13 moons. And the day seal is the blue galactic storm. And I read you this from my little program. It's the kin 99 out of 360. And it says, I harmonize in order to catalyze modeling energy. I seal the matrix of self-generation with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of abundance. Now, I really like that because it's really beautiful for me, as I'm going to start a new page on Facebook, which is meant to support all light workers, pioneers, wayshowers that I've met during my now 13 year of supporting the daily cosmic energies on my Facebook and Google and Twitter and YouTube and blogs, which you can all find when you go to About Me/Anne Westenbrink. So I'm going to repeat that for you later on. But this is the beautiful rhythmic lizard moon in the galactic year of blue spectral storm. So it starts with this blue galactic storm on kin 99, and that's very beautiful. It goes all over the Christmas season, the holiday season, and it ends this moon on January 9th on the white solar world bridger. Well, I really feel like we are going to have to use this moon to really set things forth in all of our integrity and all of our unity and all of our higher vision. Because this 6th moon is really to be able, let me see my little map I have made on all of this knowledge from the Tzolk'in, because I really am coping with so much that I cannot always get it from my own memory. But it's the 6th moon is about equality, about setting forth equality, and that's very important to all of us, and especially to me, because really we need to be now working from the 3 principles of the Aquarian age: equality, freedom, and brotherhood of man. One brotherhood of man and women, of course. I mean, men are people, huh? So that's feminine and masculine. So these 3 principles are leading at least for me in this life and many lives before. And so I consider myself as a pioneer of the Aquarian age. Equality. How do we reach equality when we are in contact with people like me from all kinds of status, positions? I really have been meeting so many people from so many different backgrounds and positions that I can state here and now that I am not that I'm not, what do you call that in English? Um, I don't know. Sometimes I really fail to share everything in English, but you have to forgive me because I'm Dutch and I've learned English on school and in my year au pair with my family in United States back in 68. So that's a long time ago. And during my psychology studies, I've had to read a lot of books in English. So, and now I'm mainly sharing in English because it's becoming clear to me that to be able to make an impact in this world, we have to communicate in one language that everybody sort of understands. If they are really involved into world problems, world affairs, and want to contribute, they have to speak English. I'm sorry for my Dutch friends that don't speak English, but I cannot waste my time on translating all of this because that's the work we have to do. Okay, so this sixth moon is also why I am really starting in the full moon of today. I will open up my astrology program so I can share a little bit about this. Because I make, like always, my full moon's charts. I don't even share them many times anymore because I don't know, it's not as important to me. Because people know for years that I've been sharing these things. But the main thing that I see is this flyer. I hope you can see it, and the square. And of course, there is this statement I make: be here now. This is most important to me. We have to learn to be here now, to be present, for everything that comes into our lives, every human being that presents itself to us in Skype or on the telephone, real life, or on Google or on Facebook. It doesn't matter. I am also on Yahoo Messenger, but that I keep for my close family, which is since 3 years Joe, my beloved Joe. And we have been having some problems lately because of me still not being able to get him out of his very difficult situation. Being divorced, wanting to be with me for Christmas for the fourth time, but not being able to get the money together. Oh, it's really terrible. I can so much empathize with him, being in such a difficult situation. Kabul is really war zone. So if you have to stay there to wait for 1,000 euros for a year in between all your travels that you do as military commander, then well, I can understand that you give up. But somehow I don't have the power or the integrity or the possibility to make clear to my friends on Facebook or on all these social platforms that it really is important to get him out of the war zone so he can take a rest from his 40 years now high profile military work. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you now. Let me open up my astrology program. Still, it's going very slow because I'm opening up too many at the same time. So somehow I'm over ambitious again. I have to learn to stick to the simple messages. It is very hard for me because I'm really seeing always the bigger picture, and everything is connected with everything. We're all one collective field of consciousness. So it's always hard for me to summarize that in one video. So that's why I maybe have to make more. The latest ones are also shared with love and gratitude. The latest one was from the 30th of November. I would like you to go and Google on that too on my YouTube. My YouTube channel is Anna West 48. You can see that clearly when I post this video, when I upload it. I have been an astrologer for most of my life after I've studied psychology and got a job as a sort of think tank staff member of the work group 2000 in Holland here. And we have been succeeding in putting attention of this country, the Netherlands, to the rights that every human patient has. We are all patient in a way, we all go to the doctor sometimes or end up in hospital for whatever reason. So we're all patients in that way, but we have to be conscious patients. So we have to take our own responsibility for our own health. And I've been doing that since I was independent as a student and started to live on my own in Amsterdam in 69, after I had been traveling all through the United States, meeting my family there. And in Amsterdam, I've been staying for 18 years until I was pregnant by a friend, and I moved out of the city to give my son Dan a good start in his life. Okay, now I have here my own chart, my birth chart, and aspects with the transitory planets. We say every moment we can look at the position of all the planets and the sun and the moon. And today the sun is in 21st degree in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the 9th sign, and it stands for higher vision, higher learning. And for me, it's a beautiful sign. I have my Venus and Chiron in this sign in the 9th house, which is the house of the field of higher vision, higher consciousness. So this is what I love to do, see the higher vision in all that we do daily. So I want to live a life of quality, high quality. I don't want to waste my time in all this daily misery, worries that everybody seems to have these days. Everything is going great as long as we grow and flow in consciousness. So all is consciousness. Every day we get challenges, we have to make choices, and well, that gives consciousness about ourselves, who we really are, the I am that I am. And this is what we have to bring out into the world. Stand in our own power, stand in our own love and our own light, and in peace of heart and mind. Now, to continue with this chart and the aspects it makes, I see a beautiful aspect from Mercury. Mercury is in the 12th degree at Capricorn. And then it affects my 11th house, where also my Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter are. And that's the house of Aquarius. So when your Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter are in that 11th house, it means you really want to share your higher vision with the world at large, from equality, freedom, and as one humanity, living on one beautiful planet, sharing from one collective consciousness. Because if we tune in to our own higher self, we get in touch with this higher consciousness. And then all is really, you can see every day, each sign that you see, each person that you meet is a sign that we are all interconnected. It's so clear to me. All is synchronicity. So this moon or this Mercury today is making a beautiful triangle aspect with my Pars, and the night Pars, sign of luckiness, whatever you call it in English. And that's in 12 degrees in Taurus, in the second house. And the second house and Taurus are about basic norms and morality and the values you highly regard. And this is what I really think is most important, anyway, to me, to really be talking about what is really important in our lives. And then I can share with you some of the beautiful stories and documents that I've made already today by just simply looking at my emails and the things I shared myself on LinkedIn and on YouTube and on Twitter and on Facebook. And them is media.com. And I like that because I get daily Gmails from them. And one of them, these stories that I got in the post today, was about why are so many people not successful in their lives. I really love that because it's really about focusing on integrity, but also on what is really important. And if we all get distracted by all these things people place on Facebook, when you have 5,000 friends mostly and more than 5,000 followers, it's very, very distracting to be on Facebook because everybody wants to post their things and you can hardly see what you post yourself anymore because your whole screen is constantly blocked by posts from all your friends. So that's why I'm not often on Facebook anymore, but I really appreciate all that we can share on Facebook. And I have been added to more than 300 groups. And that's important because that gives me a possibility to share important work from other light workers to many, many, many people. In just half an hour, I have shared it with 1 million people, I think. So this is very satisfactory. I will open up Facebook now and will tell you what I see now exactly on my screen. I have made up documents also on the daily update of Wakkere Mensen, which is a Dutch site that I get daily news from, and that's this today it's about 12 posts that have been translated in Dutch, so I can recommend you all, my Dutch friends, please have a look at that site, Wakkere Mensen blogspot.nl, so you can also read what is being shared by many people. And also I make a daily mirror each day since 2 years now, I think. And in that I share all that comes around and that I want to archive for myself so I can get back to it. I share the daily thoughts from Pasanti Niliam. this day also. I've shared it like good morning to all. Thank you for listening to and then sharing another great message from Sai Baba with all of us. We are to come together on these principles of righteousness and follow the path of the heart. This is very important for me. You know, I've been educated as psychologist and astrologer, and then you tend to go much in your mind. But I've been learning already quite quickly after finishing off my university studies that it's better to live from the heart and not mind so much whether you say the right things or understand everything you read, but it's mostly if you feel connected, if you feel love for what you do what you love, and share it with love. That's most important. So this is what I want to also advise you to do, because you know there's so much to read and so much to understand, but we cannot do that all at once. Each does it in its own way and time. So where was I? I was trying to see once more at the aspects of today. I'm being given tools now to share about real values in life, and this is what this video is going to be about. What is righteousness, you know? Righteousness is just being in equality with all you meet in your own family, in your friend circle, in your neighborhood. You know, we're all equal, and I learned that quite quickly in my own family as a teenager, to stand up uh, to my father, who was always very easy with his tongue, also like me. And so we had big discussions at the table, and it was not always in harmony, but I needed to stand up quite strongly because he was very dominant man, like people also say of me. But dominance is not overpowering when you stand up to dominance. You know, like I really want to give as my message, it's up to ourselves to really stand beside the ones who have a lot of power and who have a lot of high position. For example, like a father has this in his family with his children. He is highly regarded, right? We depend on him for making our income and bringing us food on the table. And of course, our mother is just as equally important, because she prepares the food and gives us love and warmth and affection, if it's right. And so they're equally important, but we learn as we go through the puberty years to also regard ourselves as important and equally important to our parents. So this is the Saturn cycle, and when I look at Saturn in the chart right now, Saturn is at 19 degrees in this same sign of Sagittarius. Now, Saturn is really the cycle of 30 years around the Sun. And so when we get into puberty, 15, we tend to stand up against the authority figures in our lives, which is mostly still the parents, but also the teachers in school, and maybe the boss at the job that you have as a student. So Saturn is to really learn to stand in your own authority, your own authenticity, and your own responsibility. So now, when Saturn is at the moment in my 10th house, this is the house of Saturn. This is the house of the community, the world community as a whole. It's aligned with the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is also the principle of taking responsibility, structure, organization. This is really what we need to do when we take responsibility. We have to look at the bigger structure. and the bigger organization. So that's what we do as a community, as a whole, and also especially as light workers, because we take the time to understand really what is behind the fact that there are still so many wars and so much poverty and so much hunger, and why so many people still don't have clean water or clean air. We're all suffering from that because it's really, we're being sprayed still by chemtrails, and we're really being so badly treated as human beings because of some evil forces. I cannot say less. We are being really treated to bad stuff, all throughout the last, well, let's say the last century. There was the First World War, the Second World War, and all the wars after that. And still so many wars being fought in Syria and Iraq and Afghanistan. And, terror, the anti-terrorist war, the war on drugs, the war on everything almost. There's everything, there's war, it seems. But it doesn't have to affect us as long as we stand in our own power and integrity, because we can be in peace wherever we are, even in a prison. I've learned that lesson quite soon in my life. Even when you get sent to prison, that's where you can meditate and really get in connection with your higher self and learn to trust and have faith and belief. Look at that Mandela being so long in prison. Look at Martin Luther King standing so strong in his faith. And look at all the people, Gandhi, who has led whole India in independence by simply being himself, and trusting his own higher guidance. So this is what I share today, because Saturn is in such an important phase right now for all of us, being in Sagittarius. Okay, then let me see where the moon is at the moment. The moon is in Twins, and it will be, well, when is it exactly? This night, exactly at 12 o'clock midnight, the Greenwich Meridian time, which is the standard universal time. It will be exactly in opposition with the sun. So this is where we have this full moon and the power of the be here now and enjoy each challenge as we grow, because we grow from every challenge. It's a continuous process. We cannot say we've done some silly moments, because it's continuous. We cannot stand back from always choosing. Life is about choosing, and that's taking personal responsibility. So now I'm choosing to make this video and share it with you. But I don't want to make it too long, because then the people get impatient. So I will leave it at this and tell you to have a blessed full moon in Twins. And I really hope you will visit my newly made page. I'm still going to make it this afternoon, because I've been given a great fund from the World Vision Foundation. And it's meant to help me support all people who really need it. And for me, my first focus is the light workers and the wayshowers and the pioneers of the new golden era of love and light in unity and peace. Because that's what we stand for, really. But to reach peace, to get done with all these wars, we have to take out the powers behind the veils, we say. The Rothschilds, who earn so much on the wars, have been doing that for centuries. And so they have to be tackled. We have to be awake to this force behind all the wars in Europe, especially. But also in United States, the Rockefellers and Soros and the Bushes and the Clintons, they have all been coming into power because of their financial ways and being part of the elite that help each other into power all the time. And so we have to really face this. USA is a corporate business. It's not a republic yet. It will be when we all stand together as one for this new era in which every country is to be a sovereign country and not ruled by the elite, but by the people. We, the people. This is my message to you. Thank you very much. Google me on Facebook, Anda Light of Love, Anne Westenbrink on Google, everywhere. You can find me. Okay, thank you so much and have a blessed holiday season. I love you all. Namaste.